Greetings and welcome to Cosmic Kev 100, your weekly astro video zine. I'll say a prayer, do my usual prayer to the planets, and we'll get going. Grandfather, thank you for your infinite wisdom. Thank you, Creator, for making the stars, the moon, the sun, the planets, and the constellations. Grant each one watching this that they will keep their eyes focused on your love, the essence of love that created all life. And may this opportunity be used to be a blessing to all. Aho. Aum. 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 Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Brahma Mira Striparam Takare. Banushashi Bamisito. Buddha Guru Shukra. Shani Rahu Keteva. Sarve Graha Shantikara Bhavantu. Om. Om Hrim Gurave Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. All right. Greetings and welcome once again. As I said before, welcome to Cosmic Kev 100. This is your weekly astro video zine where we take the planets, signs of the zodiac, and their placement and try to interpret something of harmony for you as you go through this week. And this is going to be for the week beginning with Friday, the 23rd of May, 2025. So what do we got going this week? Well, we're starting Friday with a moon in the constellation of Pisces, and it's in a lunar margin that's known as Revati, and Revati is where the fish, it's the last nakshatra, and it's a placement where Venus gets exalted. And Venus is kind of close in the sidereal Vedic zodiac where it's going to be exalted now. And so this is a crossroads. This is a lot of endings, and I think by tonight, Moon will be in the Gandanta, or the knot between a water and fire sign in Vedic astrology. So it's really good to be careful during these times. I've had some pretty rough experiences, especially with this one, because this is like the one that goes from a placement of 12th house to first house. So it's like it's like a death and a birth all within one. And but it deals with travel. And it's not a bad moon necessarily for travel. You just got to be cautious. And it deals with hotels, hospitality, watches, timing, things like that. Tomorrow, moon will be in Ashvini. For Saturday, it'll be healing. It'll be lovely. Moon, and in Western astrology, we say we've got a moon in Aries for Friday. And then on Saturday, moon's going to go into Taurus. And so that'll be the whole weekend. We'll feel this more of a sense of stability, probably, or we're looking in the Vedic context of Dharma. We're working on moving forward with our lives. So I'm just going to go sign by sign. The other thing that's happening this week is in Western astrology, Mercury goes into Gemini, and so, or maybe the week after. Well, let me. Yeah, I think it does. It happens this week. Let me clarify that for you all, so that we are going to and so with that, yeah, that makes sense. By Tuesday, communication should be a lot better. We also have this week a new moon on Monday. So Monday evening at 8:02 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, moon goes into moon's in Taurus, but it's in Vedic astrology. It's in this lunar mansion nakshatra known as Rohini. And Rohini was the favorite of all the moon's wives, and it deals with the oxen cart. That's a symbol. It's a moon ruled moon, and it's all within the constellation of Taurus as far as Vedic astrology is concerned. And so, I mean, the beginning of Monday is going to be, the moon will be in Kritika, you know, which is the razor, and it's all about honesty, and it's a combination of hard truths and helping other people willingly. And then when we get to this moon in Rohini tonight, with this new moon, it's a good time to meditate. It's a good time to pray. Really, just kind of clear the slate and say, these are my intentions for the next 4.5 weeks. You know, Great Spirit, help me. Adonai, help me. Hashem, help me. Yahweh, help me. Yeshua, help me. Just asking for that help that you need in the purest place you can come from. Rohini is the favorite of the moon's wives. She is beautiful. Rohini means red in Sanskrit. She invokes a lot of passion. Attractive people tend to be born with a moon in Rohini, or Venus in Rohini, or Rohini rising. Even sun sign, you know, a little less, but it helps. And so big doings happening, you know, as we have sun and moon in Rohini on Monday night and Tuesday. And so a good time to focus on beauty and just taking care of the physical things, taking care of the feminine, taking care of the women in your life in a good way. All right, and with that said, I'm going to go sign by sign. So greetings, Aries, welcome to your horoscope. Neptune in the first house, Venus in the first house, Moon in the first house. You know, because Moon's in Aries in Western tropical astrology tradition for the rest of this horoscope. You're motivated, and this is a place where the sun is through your third house. So this is about friends, this is about siblings, this is about communication. Communication is going to improve as Mercury's moving into Gemini this week. Jupiter's there. Just caution about exaggeration, but know that, you know, your siblings, you can heal relationships with your siblings this year, this time. It's really important to think about that. You know, Mars is in Leo and Western, so focusing on children, especially male children if you have them, and activities you like, activities that help the heart. Greetings, Taurus, welcome to your horoscope. So Venus is in the 12th house, and it's, you know, so is Neptune, so is the moon. You know, what I would say is, like, Friday, it's just like, take it easy. You know, this could be a house of losses. I wouldn't invest in anything, wouldn't buy anything. I would just keep everything really chill, you know, and keep everything in a very loving, kind space to yourself as you go through this day. And as we go through the weekend, you're going to be like the flavor of the weekend, you know, with Moon in Taurus, and it's a good time probably for dealing with finances and things. Then Sun is also in Gemini in the second house, so a lot of, you know, more material aspects dealing with family and your throat and lower face. Those will be the issues more likely to come up. But also, you know, just note with this Venus in the 12th house, you know, you've got another week before you can kind of stop watching your back so much. Greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, having Jupiter in the first house is great because Jupiter will bring spiritual people. It will help you focus more on spiritual teachings. It will give you the information you need. It will help you be more learned. It will help you in travel, and it will continue to help in those ways. Mercury moving into your first house this week, it's going to make things better. You know, it's really going to uplift the vibe completely for you, and that you just feel like we're returning to common sense or uncommon sense, but a sense of intelligence and a good student returns. We'll have Moon in Gemini on Tuesday, you know, and so that's going to be a Tuesday, probably a little bit on Wednesday, and it's going to be good, you know, it's going to be good for you. Well, greetings, Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. So, Now that we're in Gemini time, this is a time where I would say, watch your backside and be prepared to have some losses. There might be some expenses, some things you have to deal with. I think mostly what I would say is to, go on a spiritual retreat, head out in the wilderness, take some time to pray, to sing, to dance as, a form of gratitude for what blessings you have. And to me, to have a relationship with the Creator, to say that the divine intelligence of the universe has a familiarity with you, I think that's spot on, actually. And if you're having a hard time with that, well, try and dispel your disbelief and embrace the stretch. Say, God, if you're there, please reveal yourself to me. I mean, I think that's, and just be patient about it. You're in the public eye a lot, so things are really busy. And this Friday is no exception. Probably a lot of things, a lot of moving parts at work. But the weekend looks really social, looks super fun for you. This new moon in Gemini, I mean, it's like I said, it's going to be like you have to watch your back, kind of, and pay your debts, Just accept that and just have some alone time, to reflect and look at things. That will be such a blessing to you. Okay. Moving forward to Leo. Leo's like, balls out, as they say. We're, with Mars in the first house. We're going. We're doing things. This is sort of a confidence lifter, and confidence should be coming to you. This should be a restoration of confidence right now. And if you're feeling healthy and you're feeling good, don't take it for granted. Just use it, make effort, increase the exercise, get stronger, do the things you can to appreciate in a safe way what's going on with you. This Friday looks like a day where you might likely travel. You might go somewhere. Your concept of relationship is in a place of transformation. There's some a little lingering, like maybe depression over things you've gone through the last 2.5 years or so. And so that needs to be appreciated as we go through the week. Gemini time, is social time for you. Older siblings are important. There may be some blessings, some monetary things given to you, so just give thanks and maybe spend a little bit of time to kind of ground yourself with all this activity, this flurry of activity going on. Greetings, Virgo, and welcome to your horoscope. Now, for you, things are a little more, they're hectic at the workplace in some ways, but you know what? There's some people that do have your back. There is some good fortune, and you just do you. You do you. And as Mercury goes into your 10th house, people are going to see that you're really an intelligent person, that you're really willing to be helpful. Now, most activities, like in the relationship zone, 7th house, 8th house, even a little bit in the 6th. And try not to overextend yourself. Be loving, be patient, but create your own boundaries of what you need to do and how you need to do it. And I think everything's going to work out fine for you. And because we need that energy that you have. It's going to be such a blessing. And you have to watch your back still with this Mars in the 12th house. Not everybody's got your back in a good way. And I would just relax. People that attack good people and don't look for their good, God has a way of taking care of them. So, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Don't worry. Okay, so greetings, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. So Venus is in your 7th house. What a wonderful placement. And last week it's been trine Mars, so I think your love life is sort of flourishing. You're getting some good juice right now. And you have a fairly good social life. Everything is in relationship land right now, so just stay balanced. Weekend looks like it might be a little more intense. It might have more to do with your husband or wife or loved one, or paying off debts, things like that. You can't control everything, but it looks like you're ready for a positive adventure. And there's a lot of travel in store this summer, and it looks really fun. Greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. Well, Gemini time in general is, it's 8th house, so it's a very Scorpio-like time for Scorpios in a sense. It's sex, birth, death, other people's property, occult studies, things like this. What basically I say is like it's not all just dark, magical, mystical. It is it's natural law, and the laws of nature are really what I'm hoping to align with astrology. It's not go against God's will. You know what I mean? It's like respect gravity, folks. Don't just miracles happen. I know about fleeces, and I know that sometimes when we're in a darker place, God gave us the stars, the moon and stars for night to kind of guide us, and that's why I think astrology is a good tool. So we'll talk about Mars a little bit. Pluto's there, but it's the really ruling planet traditionally is Mars. Mars and Leo, midheaven. A lot of stuff at work. How can you take on these challenges? Are there people that are feisty there? And yet you've got an energy, you're trying to do good work. And so continue to just show up. Show up with your heart. Show up with love. That is really the best thing you can do. Venus in the 6th house, it's a little bit of a rougher thing, but what I'd say is beautify yourself. Just, focus on the hygiene, brush your teeth, do your hair, look good, and, everything is temporary. That's all I can say. Greetings, Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope. Jupiter in the 7th house with the sun. This is a time to work on relationships. This is a time to look at career opportunities because those are going to expand as well for you. Gemini is in some ways like Sagittarius. It's the opposite. So it shares some amount of duplicity. The Satyr and Sagittarius, half horse, half human, wanting to connect with nature, wanting to go for a goal. The shadow side, fanaticism, getting all heated up, moving too independently, and not being as inclusive as you could be. Opportunism versus cooperation. These are all things to consider as we go through this week. A good time for travel, though. And your love life should be like blooming in a good way. So if you want a love life and you haven't had one, I'd say this week there's some positive changes coming that way. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. As you can see, most of the planets, the grahas, the grabbers of our sphere are in the personal realm. These houses down here are personal. They deal more with family, siblings, parents, children, our workplace, people we work with. And, it is kind of like, okay. But it's foundational stuff. And we don't make a big deal about foundational stuff. We want all the things that just kind of shine and are fluffy and sunny, and it just doesn't always work out that way. Mars in the 8th house, is there a realm of impatience? Are you feeling that there's an element of antagonism from other people and you just don't completely understand it, and you just need to work with the energy somehow? And I think as you serve others, as you make donation, as you help others, this is a remedy for everything you're going through right now. It's just, what can I do to help? Let me not focus on my own pain. Let me realize that other people are going through something much worse than I am. And I can alleviate that, help in any way, even by making a donation or helping somebody open up the door for them. Little things. Cup of cold water on a hot day to someone you see walking that looks pretty heated up. All that's going to help. And your focus is on community, siblings, neighbors, and working with that. Greetings, Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope. How do we make peace in all our relationships? All our relations. It's not easy. You know, it requires patience, it requires reflection. And some more reflective time. You're working so much on your personal stuff and on your image right now, and you have so many insights to share. The great thing is Gemini time for you is fifth house. This is working with your heart. This is working with children. This is working with love, intelligence. It's also a good time for travel. Jupiter's there. Jupiter is a Karaka, the activator of the fifth house. So, you know, Aquarius rising, Aquarius moon. It's really a good time, a sweet time, you know, and just help let all that sweetness come to you in a good way. And work on what's solid. You know, work on your finances, work on, and you've got some different ways of approaching that, and I think it's good. You know, I think that you're going to do okay. I think it's just, you know, we just have to be patient with ourselves and with others at this time. Okay, well, to wind this thing up here. All right, so greetings Pisces and welcome to your horoscope. So, you know, Gemini time is about your parents. It's about your upbringing in the home, or maybe even things you went through as a young adult. And it's about your home life. It's about your property. It's about fixed assets. And all that looks good right now. Like if you were going to sell your house, you'd probably get a good price for it. If you're going to sell your car, you're probably going to get a good price for it. I mean, personally, a lot of times you got to realize when Rahu's there with Saturn in your first house, there's a little bit of like smoke and cloudiness, and it's like, God, I don't know how to deal with this. Most of us, this is, you know, this broadcast comes out of Chico, California, which is, you know, it's like, you know, 10, 11, 12 miles away from paradise. And we went through an incredible collective crisis 6.5 years ago. And we had smoke every day for a couple weeks, and it was just horrible. And we've had other summers where it's been smoky and it's horrible. And it's like, it's really hard to do things when you're in a smoky situation. So it's really a time to go for prayer, work on your personal life. It seems like there is some money, there is some help. There are some things that, you know, you'll be able to be out in the community this weekend and it should be good. But, you know, love your family, love your parents while you have them, because nothing lasts forever. And do what you can to kind of move through the pain, exercise, just do what you can to strengthen yourself as we go through this week. And I just want to thank you, all of you who watch this, for your comments, for your generosity to me. If you want to send me a donation at Cosmic Kev Venmo, I'd be so happy. You know, I'm happy to receive. I'm also happy to give. And I do personal readings as well. And I am always learning. So thank you. Thank you for your presence. And yeah, keep the comments, the likes, the shares going, all of that good stuff. It's really making a difference in my life. I want to make a difference in your life in a good way. So I just say, God, just bless all these people, you know, in every way. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Ghost, let them have all the blessing. Let them come to know that infinite heart of love that you are, God. That when whatever we do to the least of our brethren, that we do unto Jesus, where everyone's a Buddha, where everyone is a reflection of God's creation, that God's place is love, God is love, and he who abides in love abides in God and God in him. He says, I am the vine, ye are the branches. Bloom forth with all that greatness that creation offers you. I love you all. Thank you.